It looks exactly the same as the 25 and the 10. Alright, 62. This is one where you have to shade it in. When I shaded in all those weird shapes, I got 10. And then I got 33 for all the other ones. So I got 43. Notice how all those are nice and far apart, just kind of like when I had your test. So it is B41. I was a little bit over. I overestimated apparently. 63. Alright, you're earning money. So what best describes the graph? So 15 in week 1. Do you remember how I said the graph shouldn't just go to what it's supposed to be? It should go to, and they should start with what? 0. So you should have 15 for week 1, 22 for week 2, and 18 for week 3. And notice they kind of skip around. I'm not sure. I think I had to do that to conserve paper. Sorry. Oh, wow. Sorry. 18 for week 3 and 12 for week 4. So if I were graphing this, remember you're supposed to start with 0. I would probably do by 4s, but I don't think they did any by 4s. Let's look for one that's consistent. Let's see. Let's see. The first one does by 4s. The second one just kind of goes in weird increments. That's not the best way to see it. This is where I talked about you need to do it in the correct increments. They're going by 4s. And really you should be able to see right away that week 2 should be the most. Week 1 goes to 15. Week 3 goes to 18. Week 4 goes to 12. That would be A. Remember, you're supposed to start with 0 and it's supposed to be the same increments. So let's look at B. They went 0, 16, 22, 18, and 12. Well, those aren't even in order. C. 0, 8, 10, 15, or is that 5? 0, 5, 10, 15. Hey, that at least started with 0. Next one, 0, 12, 15. So you should know it should be between A and C. But A had the most accurate with the graph. Even though all of them you can tell Tuesday is the highest, you need to look at the numbers and make sure the numbers are correct. 64. Which one is the best way to describe this? I need to do a bar graph, so which one do you think is going to be the best way to do this? A bar graph, which is going to be B. 65. As part of the probability experiment, you rolled a number cube. So 1 through 6, you want to get a 5 on the first one, and then a 6 on the second. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Lots of people miss this, so make sure you're paying attention. You want a 5 on the first. I underlined one number. Not that I just numbered number 5, it's I underlined one number on that cube. So you have 1 out of 6. Times 6 on the second. I underlined one other number. Not that it's a 6, you don't care about what number it is. Then you multiply these. You're multiplying the probability of the first. So probability of A times probability of B. That's the formula. You don't care about what number. So if I underline 3 numbers, I put 3 over 6. If I underline 2 numbers, I put 2 over 6. Probability of the first event times probability of the second event. Number 66. Lots of people miss this one on the test, and I had one really, really similar to this. 1 out of 8 is a winner. What's the probability of it not being a winner? Well, 1 out of 8 is a winner. So that means 7 out of 8 lost. And 7 out of 8 would be 7 divided by 8. 8 is 64. So 87%, which would be C. want to get a number divisible by 3 or an odd number. So I'm going to list those numbers. And you're going to circle them or whatever. So divisible by 3 would be 3 and 6. An odd number would be 1, 3, and 5. How many numbers did I circle or underline? Well, we have 4 numbers circled out of 6 total choices. So 4 out of 6, which will simplify by 2 over 2, is 2/3, which is C. So it's a favorable out of the total. When it's or, you add them together. You're not multiplying the probability the first times the second, you're just adding them together. Okay, so on these, you want, what's the probability of getting a 2 or a K? So you could have a 1K, and you can have all of those Ks, which there was, with the 2, all of the 2s, which there's 2. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So here's 1, then there's 6, and then you can have the 3K, which is another one. I'm just counting all the 2s, There's 6 total. So 1, 6, 1. Oh, I should recount. That's not 6, that's 5. Sorry. So 7 out of total choices, which would be 3 times, because there's 3 different numbers. J, K, L, M, N is 5. So 7 out of 15, which is B. So it's a probability of one or the other. So you just circle them. You can have 2s or you can have, and notice, isn't that nice they did the diagram for you? When we did the test, you had to do the diagram. Well, they did the diagram for you, so take advantage of that. 69. What is the probability of being 6 or 7 members? Well, this is where I would recommend above each one counting how many there is. So for 3, 4, I'm not drawing the chart, but I'm going to tell you how many goes with it. Let's see, 3, there was 7, 4, there's 10, 5, there's, it looks like 5, and 6 is 3, and 7 is 1. I only want 6 and 7, so I'm going to add 3 plus 1, and then I'm going to put it over the total. So it's going to be 4 out of the total. Well, isn't it nice all of them have the same denominator? And they didn't simplify, I'm not sure.